Okay, so taking a look at these two setup positions now, both pretty decent as we said. The main focus now, we're going to start sort of this winter training now, looking at first of all the backswing and what the right side of your body does. Your tendencies as you go back is this right hip tends to pop out. Because that hip pops out when you try to rotate, it means your spine angle now will tilt a little bit this way, giving you that kind of overswing look to your golf club. So you see as this club goes back here now, fairly decent movement here now. As you get to about here, the right hip starts rising up this way, as you can see. It'll pop up with that right hip. Right foot, you can see sort of rolling slightly there, causing a bit of weight to go onto that right, out to that right foot. And now this sort of like tilted spine over the top swing, as we can see here. Now, the problem is from there, getting back to the goal pole on an efficient angle is going to be very, very difficult. What's going to be likely to happen now is that club is going to come what we call over the top. So now your club, rather than swinging kind of this way into impact, is going to be swinging more this way, can't draw it, more that way into impact, coming across the left. And that's where we're losing a little bit of yardage. Sometimes catch the ground a bit heavy, getting a little bit steep. So what we're going to try and do in practice-wise, you can put a club across your shoulders, and you're going to try and rotate your shoulders so they match up with a club that will be on the ground on the inside of your right foot. So if we look at this one on the right-hand side, it was a better movement, the right hip turning. That's where you want to try to get to about here. Okay, now you go a little bit further, but we need to focus on rotating this hip. So if there was sort of a chair leg next to that right hip, we're creating space there, and that right hip is moving away from that yellow line we can see on the right-hand side. From here, moving away from that, creating that space. Is it perfect at this moment now? No, but obviously with the practice you're going to put in there, we're going to get in a much better position. So once that club's in a better position here and the hips have moved correctly, now the lead hip, this stuff we're going to work on probably the next sort of few sessions, then now the lead hip can start moving this way towards target, and the club working down on a much more efficient angle in the golf ball, working more sort of from the inside path rather than over the top. So we come back into impact. Reasonable impact position there, but you said it's slightly over the top. And that's why your arms, when you come to impact now, a little bit kind of tucked up here, as you can see, sort of bending and folding, because they've got nowhere to go. So work on that backswing, get that sensation of what that shoulder's going to be doing, work up against that sort of table side or object there, put maybe one of the alignment sticks in the ground, feeling that separation with that top half, sorry, the right hip and the top half rotating better, getting that club into a much better position at the top of the backswing, which will enable you then to bring the club down on a much more efficient angle into the goal. And that's going to be what we're looking at long term to gain the yardage. So work on that backswing, and then next session we'll start work on the transition down and then back into impact. Okay, hope that makes sense, Heather. Any questions, obviously give me a shout, but I will see you soon.